of people already know what the IB program is, and it was introduced in our Instagram and website. So, however, to just a small recap, how would you describe the IB program in 3 or 4 words, and why would you choose those words?
Okay, not an easy question. I would probably say the first one is the IB program teaches pupils to be inquiring, to question knowledge, to look at sources and to evaluate. I think the next thing of the IB program is it develops risk-taking skills. In life we have to take risk, and it allows you to go to choices and look at things which maybe you wouldn't normally have done if you have a more conventional program. I think the other thing is, obviously there's academic rigor. The IB program is one of the most rigorous academic programs you can do, and the advantage of that is obviously then that allows you to get to the top universities. The universities know what it is. The other thing is I think it develops a student who is aware of a whole range of activities within the school, and it develops caring learners, ones who understand cultural differences. So the IB isn't just an academic program, it creates well-rounded individuals which then can go on to university and, you know, as we hope, be good citizens.
Yeah. From a headmaster's perspective, what is expected from the IB program students?
First thing is hard work. Students must work hard. They must be hungry for knowledge. I want students who are open to new experiences and new ideas. Those who are willing to understand and look at things in ways we might not have done that. For example, in theory of knowledge, why do we think this way? Why have we come up with these decisions? So it's much more than just a curriculum where you are just taught and you then regurgitate that.
Okay, and there is also a university foundation program,
yes.
But many people can differentiate between it. And what would you say is the difference between the IB program and foundation program?
I mean, university foundation program suits some students. Usually the foundation program in university is a much smaller program, or you study a lot less for the university degree you're then going to go on to. The IB gives you a wider program, and therefore because you are studying more topics, it therefore allows your application to universities to be much wider, and you can go for different things.
How students are, for example, come here to find knowledge, to find better teachers and better studying program. So how teachers are picked for the IB program, and what are the criteria for them?
Again, the first thing is you've got to have academic knowledge. A lot of my job is actually recruiting the right staff. So they've got to have a proven teaching qualification, a proven depth of knowledge. The other thing I want is a teacher who is passionate about learning, who wants to work with young minds to push them, not just to rote learn, spoon feed them, but actually push them and to get them to think. And that's the key thing for a successful teacher. If you think about your teachers, we all have favourite teachers. Why do you remember them? Because they stimulated you and they made you learn. They made you go that extra mile or kilometre. That's who we look for.
Okay, I heard, and many IB students know, that IB program allows us to do extracurricular activities, projects and research. And what are your opinions on those programs that already happened? For example, there was TEDx at Haileybury Astana, and HASMoon 2021 coming up.
I mean, TEDx, for example, HAS, Model United Nations. We know, and it's a kind of cliche thing, is that the jobs which our students are going to do in the next 20 years, half of those haven't been developed. So if you just do subjects where you just learn that, then how are you going to prepare for life? Life is about dealing with things which go right, things which go wrong. The extracurricular program allows pupils the opportunity to develop leadership skills, and that is so important. You need that to show when you want to go to a good university or to your employer. I have done this, I have led a team, I have been involved. Working in teams is probably one of the hardest things which adults have to do in life. Now, if you get the opportunity for that in IB, TEDx was perfect. We had a conference which was organised by our pupils. None of the staff had any organisation in that. We helped, amazing. And it was successfully done. And that was done by 17, 18 year olds.
So previously you mentioned about the subjects in the IB course. So students are allowed to decide which subject they can choose. How do you think, what is the benefit of having subject choice? Because in, for example, local schools, there are 11 subjects and students are not allowed to pick those what they like.
I mean, in the IB program, a pupil will do 6 subjects. 3 of those will study at more depth, and that's higher level, and 3 of those are standard level. The reason we get our students to choose subjects is because for leading universities, often certain combinations are what students want or what they require them to do. It also means you're going to choose subjects which you have the most passion for. And therefore, because you have that passion, you're more likely to succeed. And within the IB program as well, you also have certain other aspects. So for the extended essay, the theory of knowledge, and your CAS, and they fit into the whole IB program. And I think it creates that wider, enriched learning, which is why we like to give subject choice. So, I mean, while we're talking here, what subjects did you choose?
I chose history, economics, physics, English and Russian, and also math. Because in the future, I wanted to be a lawyer, and I have to know how to place arguments, which are the main points of history and economic studies.
Absolutely. Now, I'm always asked, and I did say it, that IB is challenging. How do you manage the workload?
Well, I think during the IB I learned about time management, which is, I think, the most important part of the IB, because the workload is not so hard, but you should be able to manage it properly to be able to meet all the deadlines.
Okay. And apart from the academic learning, if you had to sell IB to somebody and you explain why, what do you find most passionate about IB?
I think it helps to realize and to find your own passion. For example, I knew that I like law and I wanted to study it. So, however, I didn't really like history before. But during the IB program, the way they taught us history made me really love it and really become curious in it.
And obviously you're now in year 13 or our upper 6th, so you're going to go on to university. And I know you worked with our previous graduates last year. Where did you know them better than I do? Where did some of them go?
There were people who went to University of British Columbia. There were alumni from University of Essex or York. So it was really cool to see that people from the IB Diploma Programme are really passing to the global range universities. And how do you think, why universities value IB Diploma Programme?
I think they value it because as a student, they're looking for future leaders. They want students who've got the academic rigour but who can go on and lead their societies and their clubs. The IB provides all that for you. It's very, very structured. It develops key skills. I think that's why they like it. So where are we at the moment then?
Now we're in our new IB launch and we would like to ask students about their opinions on the question, which I will ask you first.
Okay, so I haven't been briefed. The students are about to go from lunch. They haven't been briefed either. So the question we're going to ask is what?
What are the benefits of taking IB program in the future?
Okay, right, so I'm looking for volunteers here. At this point, everyone goes quiet. What are the benefits? Everyone's smiling. Everyone's smiling. What are the benefits of the IB program? Is anyone willing to speak? Come on, guys.
We only have to say 1 year.
What? Okay, we've got 1 year. Okay, what are the benefits? Come on, guys, talk to me. Yeah.
It prepares you well for university, since it's a quite intense program. But then in university, you feel, well, I think you feel very prepared and it's easier than without IB.
Anything else?
It opens up future options. Your future is wide open if you do the IB. You can go to America, you can go to Great Britain, you can go to Canada. Yeah, it's just international. It's a great international program that opens up a lot of opportunities.
Anybody else?
I also feel like IB makes you so much more open-minded because it's not just about studying. You also have like CAS and TLK to like go with it.
It really improves people's time management skills since we've got loads of deadlines and we need to learn how to be organized.
Okay, so overall, we know the IB is a challenging program. Do we think it actually benefits you guys in terms of your learning and where you're going to go?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, great. Guys, thank you so much for your wisdom. Thank you. Okay, so we've been talking about the IB program. Tell me as a student, what are your conclusions or thoughts about the IB?
I think from the teachers and headmasters' perspective, they expecting from us a lot of achievements, a lot of pressure put on us, and a lot of new ideas coming up because IB, it is training for creative thinking, for critical opinions and views on the whole world. So as a student, I think it is sure difficult, but it is useful in the future.
Okay, now summing up as a headmaster, I've been now in education now 25 years. I have taught numerous different educational programs. I strongly believe in IB. I'm passionate about IB. I think it's the way forward for pupil development. It is a joy to be a headmaster in this school, to be able to interact with young adults, to have these adult conversations. I think the IB develops a level of maturity which many academic programs don't. We were just, before we filmed this, we just bumped into a graduate that came back and she's working at university, and the strength of their character and personality, I think, in part comes from the IB. So my son, I can tell you, will do IB. I think IB is probably the best educational program we can have. Thank you very much. Pleasure.